Testing 1, 2, 3. Who's your daddy?
God damn it.
I want the truth! You can't handle the truth! Tell the truth! Don't set you free!
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Face the Truth. We're going to be doing something a little bit different than normal. I mean, those of you that have been following along for, 3.5 years or so of this podcast, I usually have guests on every week. Lots happened though. For a while, the podcast was once a week and I would always have a guest on. And then, I ended up moving. I had to move from Chicago, moved out to Wheaton. And things just been crazy with work and life and everything else like that. So I started to hold back on the podcast a little bit. Also, things with my comedy started, catching on a little bit more. So got to try to find balance for everything. So I've only been doing the podcast maybe once a month lately. But a buddy of mine encouraged me to still do the podcast, but you don't need to have a guest. Maybe you can just you don't have to have a guest every time. Maybe you can just talk and talk about things and talk about what's going on in your life. And instead of showing people your stupid face, no, he didn't say that, but I get his meaning. But why don't you record yourself drawing and painting or something like that? And then people can watch that and listen to you talk about things and just see how that goes. So I'm going to give it a try. We're going to see how that goes a little bit. Also, you guys don't really want to see me. I mean, every once in a while, I might find myself just like scratching my back. It's just gross. You don't want to see that. You don't want. Oh, that feels so good though. Oh, that feels so good. Best thing I got for Father's Day is this back scratcher. It's pretty awesome. Anyways, I did a really a fun drawing of a shark lately, and I recorded it. So I'm gonna show you guys that and just talk about some things. So I hope you enjoy. So I figured I would just talk about what's been going on lately in my life. It's been a little bit crazy. It's been some ups, been some downs. Things have been nuts with my career. It's just ever since the pandemic, things have slowed down a lot with illustration, and I've been hustling, doing the best I can to try to get as much work as possible. And I've been trying to reinvent myself a little bit, just always drawing, always painting, always trying to do things. Recently redid my website, which I think it looks pretty good right now. But yeah, just been trying to do different things. I had to fire my agent that I had for, maybe 17 years because, I don't want to really get into it too much, but let's just say that we didn't see eye to eye for a long time. And he said some pretty nasty things to me. It was that kind of thing was happening for a while. So I just was like, this is it. I got to fire this guy. And you can only put up with assholes for so long. You know what I mean? But it's okay. It's fine. It's cool. And I ended up finding a new agent who's just awesome, really nice, great people. And but it's kind of weird. It's kind of like starting over again. It's kind of like starting all over. They got to get to know me and how to promote my work and everything else. So it's been a little bit of a rough time lately, just trying to figure things out. Right. But I've been doing it, I'm pushing through. And one of the clients that has been really great lately is been The Week. And I always wanted a deal like this, and finally got it where I get to work consistently. And it's almost like I'm on staff in a way. Like basically every other week I do a cover for them, and that's been really cool. And the other artist, Howard McWilliams, is really brilliant artist from England. He does the opposite covers, so we switch back and forth, and so um, that's been really cool. And I love working with the week because every single time, well, basically I don't get the assignment until sometime on Monday. Usually it's around 2 or 3 in the afternoon, and then the final is due Wednesday by 11. And so it's like a marathon. It's a really crazy um, thing to try to take on, but I enjoy it because it really pushes me and challenges me as an artist. I never know what I'm going to do, and so I have to do a lot of problem solving, and I have to sketch fast. I don't know if it's going to be a lot of people or a couple people or something that's more conceptual. So it's kind of a fun thing to work on because, like I said, it really does push me and it challenges me. And also, I get to have a lot of fun. I love doing the caricatures on the covers, and I love to push things with the color, and it's a lot of fun. In one way, images like that are kind of like stand-up comedy, but paused in an image. Like it's a funny scene or something, and I like to be able to add as much humor and little things in there as I can to tell the story. It's a lot of fun. But something interesting happened recently, which is so because of the 4th of July, they had 4th of July was like an off week. So it was supposed to be, let's see, it was supposed to be my week. I'm trying to think about this. Basically, what ended up happening was it was supposed to be my week, and then it paused, and then it was my week after, or Howard's week, and then so it kind of switched up our schedule. Okay, so now instead of doing, I was supposed to do the next cover, it got skipped, so he's doing the next cover. And the reason I'm bringing this up is Kevin Nealon had asked me to open for him 3 shows at Zanies in Chicago the week of the 18th and the 20th, and that was supposed to be the other artist's week to do the cover for the week, but because of 4th of July, everything got messed up. Now that was my week, so it makes it a little bit intense because, like Monday, basically, I got my assignment late in the afternoon, and it was a really fun image about the actors' strike that's going on right now, and they wanted a family like sitting together on a couch with like pizza and popcorn or whatever, and they're sitting around watching the TV, but there's no TV because there's no movies, there's nothing being made, and instead of that, there's a fist breaking through the TV with broken glass, holding up a sign that says "On Strike." So it's pretty cool. It's a cool idea, and right away I was like, oh, I'm actually gonna paint my family. So that was a lot of fun. I posed my kids and my wife, and basically drew us on the cover. So the thing that's tricky about it, though, is because Tuesday night I had my first show with Kevin Nealon. I had to work Monday night to try to get the sketches approved, and then you got to wait for the editors and art directors to approve it and get back to you. And they finally got back to me Monday and said that they loved it, but there's a few changes. So I had to kind of start over a little bit in certain areas. And then what I ended up doing is just getting up really early Tuesday and working on it as much as possible. I tried to get the entire painting as close to finished Tuesday as possible because the finals due Wednesday by noon or 11. And so I got the painting almost finished, and then I sent it to the art directors, and then my brother and his wife drove all the way from North Wisconsin down to Chicago to be able to see me and Kevin. Oh, let's just put it. Let's be. They didn't come to see me. They came to see Kevin Nealon. No, they came to see me. It was really cool. So I handed my assignment, and then I go to dinner with my brother and family, and then we drive through rush hour traffic, which we should have went earlier, but man, I barely made it to the show. It was crazy. But anyways, on the way there, I'll talk about the show in a little bit too as well. But on the way there, I get an email from the art director that says, "Oh, we like this a lot, but the expression on the dad needs to be a little bit more, you know, he needs to be more surprised or something." Because my original drawing that I painted, by the way, it showed it didn't really you don't really see much of the dad's face because of the angle of his head. But then so I find out basically, in the 11th hour that wait, I need to redo the dad's face, which is my face. Um, so now that's what I'm thinking about on my way to do the show with Kevin. Like, oh man, I got to get up in the morning and try to repaint this guy, and so I have to have a sip of my lemon lime drink seltzer water. Hold on a second. Tasty. Anyways, that was that was interesting. Anyways, yeah, I went home the next day, and the next morning I got up early and I had to repaint it and everything. Got it done in time. Turned out pretty cool. It was a fun cover. So that was good. Yeah, one thing I love about that's a nice thing about working with the people at the week is that they actually say thank you, and they say things like "good job." Like, I can't tell you how many covers and different things I've illustrated throughout the years, and you send the work and you work so hard to finish it to get it done in time, and you send it to them and you don't hear anything. You hear no response at all. And sometimes I write them, I'm like, did you get the artwork? Like, did it show up? And they're like, "Oh yeah, thanks, we got it." It's like, oh, um okay. that, that's nice. But the people at the week actually write like, "Oh man, this is great job, this is awesome, everyone in the office loves it, it's so funny," or "great likeness." Like, they say really nice things, and it's like, oh, that is so nice and refreshing. So it's interesting. It does something to the artist. It makes you grateful and excited to work with them. You know what I mean? No, it's awesome. I love working with them. I have the next 2 weeks off because the other artist is doing a vacation in August. And then I'll be doing 2 weeks in a row. So that'll be fun. I always look forward to working with them. So in the meantime, I am waiting to hear from Mad Magazine. It looks like I'm going to be doing a new cover for Mad Magazine. I don't know what it is or anything yet, but I'm actually waiting to hear from the art director today. And so I'll be spending the next week or so probably doing a painting for Mad, which is, if anyone knows me, they know that's like it's always a dream come true for me. I got to do my first Mad Magazine artwork. My first time I was commissioned by them was in 2008, and I did a 2-page full color spread of comedians. Ironically enough, it was like if 5 or I don't know how many, maybe it was 7 comedians. I can't remember how many I drew, but it was like basically if different comedians told the same joke. So it was like Jay Leno and Ellen and Lewis Black and, oh gosh, I can't remember all of them, but Larry the Cable Guy. But they're all basically telling the same joke. But that was fun. But that started my mad. I wouldn't say career, but that's when I became one of the usual gang of idiots. And I didn't get to do as many Mad pieces as I wanted, like as far as frequently, but usually once a year or so, I would get commissioned to do something for Mad Magazine. And then finally, a few years ago, I got to do my first cover for Mad Magazine, which was just it was a dream come true. I've always wanted to do a cover for Mad. And that was just amazing. And then last summer, I got to do 3 covers for them, which are some of my favorite covers that I've ever done for Mad. It was really cool. And I've got to do a bunch of full page illustrations for Mad as well. So I feel like a kid whenever I get to work for them. It's so much fun. And like I said, I'm about to start another one, so I'm kind of excited to jump into that and to like, I have no idea what it's going to be. I just know that I'm going to have fun. It's going to be a fun one. What else is new? What else is new? Oh, aliens. That's been something that I've been thinking about a lot lately. Supposedly aliens are real. That's something that I mean, listen, I'm not saying I don't believe it that there's aliens. Um I mean, I've always said that I think that, you know, th- basically I think I heard Neil deGrasse Tyson say this a long time ago. I heard him say there's a very, very small percentage of planets in our universe or galaxies and or whatever that uh, could have Earth-like qualities to it, right? He said it's a very, very small percentage, and that percentage happens to be 2 billion planets. So there's at least 2 billion planets out there. Sorry, there's some outdoor noises. Sorry about that. Um, this only happens when I record. I swear. Like, are you serious right now? Anyways, there happens to be only 2 billion planets out there, just 2 billion that happen to be Earth-like. So, do I think that there's intelligent life out there and there's aliens out there? Yeah, that the odds are yes, there probably are. And who knows? Maybe we were planted here by aliens. I have no idea. I don't know. I'm not saying that that's not a possibility as well. But what I got to say is this: like, I mean, all of a sudden now the government is telling us, yes, yes, we have aliens. Aliens have been here. They said a while ago that they believe that there might be a mothership, an alien mothership, sending probes to Earth. Are you serious? Our government said this. It's ridiculous. Like personally, I feel like it's just a distraction. You know, I think they're just trying to distract us from the price of eggs, or the fact that our president is a walking corpse, or from the war in Ukraine. I don't know, but it doesn't seem like something very believable. Like you're telling me right now that you've had alien spacecraft and alien. They even said that they're they've been communicating with aliens, and that this one congressman read a letter supposedly from aliens, and the letter basically said, and you can look this up, but the letter basically said that we've been here for a while and we haven't wanted to interact with you until we felt that you were ready, that you were able to accept the reality, and also we're now interacting more with you now because we're worried about what mankind is doing to the planet, and that you know, if you guys don't start behaving soon, we're going to have to step in, and that you're not going to like that. Basically, it was basically just a fear-based letter from a congressman saying that an alien is saying that we're in trouble if we don't start changing our ways. It's ridiculous. It's insane. Also, here's the thing. I'm not I'm not against the there's the whole global warming, climate change agenda. I'm not against that. I'm not necessarily for I don't know. I try to look at the science on things, and I do think that we need to take care of the earth, and we need to be respectful of the planet. But I don't know if I buy some of the conspiracies or propaganda that surrounds the whole thing. I don't know. But what I do know is this: is that the left is very, very much for for pro climate change and all that stuff. That's fine. And the right is, some people on the right think it's all a hoax, right? So my point is this: is NASA put out this 4 hour like talk about the UFOs and aliens, where they have actual NASA and government people talking and answering questions about aliens, as if they're saying they're real. Like, we actually know them, we talk to them. And what got me feeling a little bit, it felt a little sus, if you know what I'm saying, was this one man from NASA said that the aliens are very disappointed in how we've been handling climate change and global warming. And they're going to give us about 6 months to start really getting our act together, or else. So when I saw that, I'm like, okay, come on. How dumb do you think we are? Seriously? You think that so like okay, let's just say you're a person that doesn't believe in climate change, whatever. You think them saying aliens are upset with us, that's gonna change like you're trying to use fear and aliens and a possible alien invasion to somehow control the masses now. And you don't see that we can see through how stupid this is. So now I'm like thinking, I don't know, maybe now this alien thing sounds like bullshit. That's you know what I'm saying? Like, and here's the thing: how come we've never seen anything like it's always out of focus? It's always it looks like that Bigfoot picture every time you see anything. And you're telling me that aliens are here. Like if an alien was able to come here in a spacecraft that can handle going through light and time and space and just the incredible technology and advancement that alien species must have to be able to get all the way to Earth. You're telling me they're able to get all the way here and it, okay, how my point is this: how come every time someone sees an alien or describes one, they're naked, right? They're never wearing any clothes. They're always these green things that you're telling me they don't need a spacesuit to fly through space, that they can just handle going through space and time with their little wieners just flopping around. I don't think that's the way it works, right? No, I don't know. I just think it's BS. All they're showing, like during that whole NASA a 4 hour talk, all they did was show drawings. Anytime they had someone describing the spacecraft, and they say that they have them. So why are they showing drawings instead of actual showing real photos of these spacecraft? Why aren't they showing real videos? I mean, to be honest, if they even did show us, the AI right now is so insane that you don't even know what you're looking at anymore. You know what I mean? Like they could show us something. I'm like, I don't know. There's probably AI, right? I don't know what to believe anymore. I have no idea what to believe. But you know what? I did see something recently that kind of tripped me out. I brought my daughter to her ballet class, and I was waiting outside, and I was looking up in the clouds, and up in the sky. Actually, it wasn't any clouds. It was a really pretty clear blue sky. There's a few clouds, and I looked up, and I see this white, like pill-looking thing, um, just moving so weird through the sky. It was like moving super straight, almost perfectly looking the way it was moving, and no sound. I mean, it was pretty high up, but it just looked like a white pill. It had no wings, and it was just going through the sky. And just as um, it was flying over me, a commercial airliner flew above it, so I could see the two and compare. You know, I could tell that for sure this other thing was not a plane. It had no wings, no markings. I was like, what is that thing, man? And then it moved, it just moved really fast, and I didn't see it anymore. So I went home and I Googled, and sure enough, it there's like this UFO or UAP, whatever you call it, that they call the TikTok. And I guess it's what the Navy has been seeing and filming and everything else. And so that's the only way I can describe whatever that was. It looked like the TikTok thing that people have been talking about. So I don't know, but was it alien? Was it? I have no idea. It could be some weird drone from the military. I have no idea, but I saw it, and a lot of people have seen them. So I don't know what to think. I'm not worried though that aliens are coming to invade us. I wouldn't be surprised though, the way the last few years have been. A lot of pretty crappy things have been going on, not just in my own life personally, but just for a lot of people in the world. This has been intense, crazy time. So it wouldn't surprise me if all of a sudden aliens come and are like, Earthlings, we are going to kill you all if you don't stop global warming. It's ridiculous. Anyways, oh man. So, anyways, it's kind of fun just chatting. I hope people are enjoying watching the drawing. I'm sorry my kid's crying. Um, she's got everything's the end of the world for her. Speaking of, I was listening to a podcast with Tom Segura and Bert Chrysler, Bert Bob Christers. Anyways, and I love those guys, but they're having this conversation about trimming their beards, and Bert says, "Dude, it's like the worst thing in the world. Isn't it the worst thing in the world when you trim your beard? You trim it too short and then you have to live with that? It's the worst thing in the world. It's the worst. Yeah, it's the worst. Really? It's the worst? Uh, Finding out your wife cheated on you with your friend? It's worse than that? Or it's worse than one of your kids dying, or just kids in general that are born with cancer? Like, that's the worst thing in the world? You dumbass. Trimming your beard hair. I get what he's saying. It's just crazy to me that people talk this way, like, oh, it's the worst. It's the worst thing ever. Oh my God, I got a hangnail and then I forgot about it. And then it got caught on my jeans. It's the worst. It hurts so bad. It's the worst thing ever. No, people got to choose their words better. It's not the worst, man. Your facial hair will grow back, buddy. You know, I don't know. It's weird. It's one of those things that, I don't. I've been thinking about a lot of weird things lately. Like I was thinking about this. Like I believe in equal rights, right? But not for everybody. Like I don't think everyone should have the same rights. Like pedophiles. Like I don't think pedophiles should have the same rights to everyone else. You know what I mean? No. For starters, they should all get their dicks chopped off. That's the first thing that should happen, right? But it's just crazy to me. I was reading this thing recently, and they were saying how pedophiles, I couldn't even believe it, they're allowed to vote. Can you believe that? That they're allowed to vote? That's insane to me. It makes no sense that someone could do something like that. First of all, I don't know why they're allowed out of jail ever, right? But they're allowed to vote. And the crazy thing is they have to vote after 7 p.m. because they're voting usually in school gymnasiums. That's insane to me. Yeah, the kids are gone, but you can still smell them, right? You can still, that's where kids are working out in their gym. Like, it's just disgusting to me. It's like a person, like a necrophiliac being allowed to vote in a cemetery, right? She's like, stop humping that headstone, Charlie. Right? What are you doing? It doesn't make any sense. Like, I don't know. I don't understand how these people are allowed to vote. I really don't. I don't understand. I don't think that they should have the same rights as the rest of us. I really don't. I'm against it. Also, I've noticed a great many people in the world right now who believe or don't believe in the moon. They don't believe in the existence of the moon. Are you like, there's this comedian who's totally lost his mind. His name is Owen Benjamin. He's a total nut job. This guy doesn't believe in the moon. He doesn't believe it's real. He thinks it's a projection or a spiritual realm that Jesus created, but it's not. He'll laugh at you. He was like, if you think it's actually a rock, a satellite in space, a rock that orbits the Earth, you are an idiot. And he'll say that. No, my friend Owen Benjamin, you're the idiot. It's insane to me what that people. My point is, people that don't believe that the moon's real, they also shouldn't be allowed to vote. That's where I was going with that. Not everyone should have the same rights, is what I'm trying to say. You know. Anyways, I'm sorry, my kid's just crying, and I'm sure it sounds wonderful. I'm apologizing for that. Let's talk about Zanies. Let's end this thing talking about Zanies. So as many of you know, I've been doing comedy for almost 4 years now, and doing stand up. And I had, I've been friends with Kevin Nealon for maybe 5 years, something like that. And so he's kind of been with me this whole, I guess, journey of me getting into comedy. and we have a really fun relationship because he's a comedian, obviously, but also he's a caricature artist, and him and I have, for the last few years, we've been sharing our comedy and our caricature art together. And Kevin just came out with a really awesome book called I Exaggerate My Brushes with Fame, and you can get it on Amazon right now. But anyways, throughout the years, he would send me work that he was working on, and I would look at it, and we talk about different possibilities, whatever else, and he just did a ton of awesome work, and so that was really cool. And then every once in a while, I would share some of my stand-up clips with him, and he would tell me what he thought, and he was always super inspiring, super encouraging. But I never asked him if I could open for him. A few years back, I didn't want like to be annoying, and I don't want to like think that that's the only reason I'm his friend. It's like, no, I'm his friend because he's an awesome guy and he's super talented and funny, and I'm honored to be his friend. But I didn't want to push anything like with the comedy. So, but a few years back, he told me that I was doing really well, and he said, "Hey, do you think you could do 15 minutes clean?" And I was like, "Oh, I think I could. I think I can work on that." And he told me, "Good, because I would love to have you sometime do some stand up with me, but you gotta be clean. You can't, because I can't go up there and after you say a bunch of crazy raunchy things, it just wouldn't work." And I was like, "Okay, I totally get that. Okay." So I, for the next couple years or so, I've been just working. I still have some raunchy bits, but um, for the most part, I took what he said to heart. I stopped. I don't really swear that much. I swear a couple times, a little bit, not even like, say damn it or something. You know what I mean? So, but I basically been working the last couple of years to try to get, you know, strong material without having to be super raunchy or saying the F word or something like that, which has actually been good. It's helped me grow, I think, as a comedian as well. But again, I didn't ask him, and I hoped that I would get to do something. And about a month or so ago, he called me and he told me that he thinks I'm ready now, and asked me if I wanted to open for him. So I was like, "Oh my gosh, of course!" And so last week, I got to open for him. And here's the cool thing. So for those of you that don't know how things go with comedy, usually for a show there is an opener, someone that's like the host. They open the show and they host, and then there's usually a feature, like a feature act, and then the headliner. And the host goes in between all the acts and brings them up and that sort of thing. And then the host closes out the show. So I didn't know what was going on. I assumed that there was going to be a host, and then maybe I was going to go up, and then maybe another comedian was going to go up, and then Kevin was going to come out. But Kevin arranged it that it was just going to be him and me. Like, that's it, him and I. So I got to feature for Kevin Nealon, which was crazy awesome. 3 shows, and we get there and we hung out in the green room, and Kevin's like, "Hey, so you can do 12 minutes, and you can go a little over if you want. Just have fun." And then he was like, "Okay, so just all you got to do is they're gonna bring you up on the God mic. The God mic, by the way, is the mic in by the soundboard, where someone back there is like, please welcome Jason Seiler." Blah, blah, blah. And then I walk up, whatever. I do my time, and then he said, "When you're done, just bring me up. Just say, please enjoy Kevin Nealon," or whatever. And then I get off stage, he gets up. So it was really, really cool, man. It was such an awesome experience. The first show was really cool. It was a 7 o'clock show, sold out shows. And my father-in-law, I don't know why he did this, but my father-in-law, he went, he sat in the very, very front row, which is just weird, right? Because like, it's like you don't want to be distracted. You don't want to see someone that like, right there in the front. So I had to say something. I called it out. I had to say something. But then I had a really fun set, really good time. Kevin went up and killed. It was awesome. And then we went to the green room and chilled out a little bit, got ready for the next set. And he was so nice. He was like, "Oh, it's so great to actually see you live and in person. He thought I did really great, so that was really cool. And then the second show, my brother and his wife, they came all the way down from Wisconsin to see the show, and they sat right up front to the right or to the left of the stage, so I could see them the whole time. But it was great. It didn't really distract me as much. They weren't as close up, and but it was really fun to be able to do stand up in front of them. And overall, the show went really, really well. And then the next day, it was really cool. Kevin and his wife took my wife and kids and I out for lunch. We had pancakes at 1:30 in the afternoon. It was really fun. The kids loved it. And they're the nicest people ever. So it was really cool getting to hang out and just talk and enjoy the outside, eating omelets and pancakes while pigeons were crawling around by our feet. It was really cool. And then Thursday night was the last show, sold out show at Rosemont Zanies, and it was amazing. There's maybe, I don't know how many people are there, maybe 300, I don't know. But it was packed, sold out. There wasn't a seat left over. And I think I had the set of my life. I think like it was my best one, I think, that I've ever done. Like the crowd was really great. There was such an awesome energy. I had so much fun. Maybe I'll share a little clip here with you guys. But anyways, it was so much fun. I had a blast, and Kevin was awesome. He just totally killed. I think he did like an hour and a half like every night, and he just crushed really hard. So overall, really great experience, and it was really cool because Kevin, just my biggest fear was like I just wanted to do well for Kevin. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to let him down. And so the best feeling in the world was that I did great and that he thought I did great. And I was like, okay, now I can chill out. Right. So that was so awesome. Such a really fun, great experience. He's the best, man. I can't wait. I hope I get to share the stage with him some more. And it's really cool. Like he's also sending me some of the new artwork he's working on. So it's really cool to be able to see cool pieces that he's doing. He's got some awesome art shows coming up soon. But anyways, if you guys try to support his book, again, it's called I Exaggerate My Brushes with Fame. You can get it on Amazon, but it's really cool. I hope you guys enjoyed this podcast of me just ranting and whatever else. I think I'm going to try to do more of these. Please let me know what you think. And if you enjoy it, hit like and subscribe. And I'm going to end this podcast with, I think I'm going to end just showing the last two bits from my set. I don't want to give away too much of my material. So I hope you enjoy, and we'll see you next time.
I took my mom out to dinner, and she ordered a tomato soup and started eating it with a fork. It's like, what are you doing? And she's like, I like it this way. I'm like, you're not even getting any. And she goes, son, there are many ways to skin a cat. What? How did this go from disrespecting soup to feline homicide? Right? So I started eating my salad with a spoon. It's like lettuce is falling around. She gives me a dirty look. I'm like, well, there's many ways to kick a baby, Mom. Like, when in human society was there ever a time where we were skinning so many cats that we have a saying like this? It's crazy. By the way, I Googled it. I looked it up. There are only 2 ways to skin a cat. All right? But there are many ways to kick a baby. There's like at least 40. There's at least 40. I Googled that as well. Speaking of babies, my buddy's wife just had a beautiful baby girl. Beautiful girl. She's so beautiful. And that's what I said. I'm like, oh my God. Oh, she's so beautiful. And his wife said, nope, not in this house. No. We don't say she, we say they. And I was like, oh, okay, whatever, it's cool. But then she continued, they will know who they are when they are ready to know who they are for themselves. It's like, Jesus, bro. I didn't know you married a villain from an Indiana Jones movie. Like, they will know who they are when they are ready. Dr. Jones. We know where the pronouns are. But where are the adverbs? All right, you guys are awesome. Thank you so much. I'm Jason Seiler. Everybody enjoy Kevin Nealon.